Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first ever Pokestonks update. I am your host, Two Eras, and today we're focusing in on Scarlet and Violet base set, which was released over 90 days ago. We're going to look at a report card, see how the set has done in terms of value. A lot of people like to push and pump up prices in the beginning of a set, but we're gonna investigate how prices change and fluctuate, and why it's not a good idea to buy cards when the set comes out. If you're patient enough, you'll be able to get a really good deal. Let's go ahead and get right to the start of this party with our first card up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at this. We have Miriam. Miriam was the very first Scarlet and Violet waifu card. Miriam had a pre-release price of $265. Now, keep in mind, I'm pretty sure this price influx was because the Japanese counterpart was doing over $1,000 at the time that this set released. It was insanity, and it still is actually insanity in Japan. However, as you can see, on release weekend, that card went from $265 down to $75.54. A drop of nearly $200. If it continued to wait, 30 days later, it had gone all the way down to $64.80. The peak price was $265 if you want to buy that card today. Mint condition, $47.33. You can see over $200 down in price since the launch of Scarlet and Violet base. This card was super high. People were paying over $100 during the pre-release weekend, and even on release day, I remember seeing this card go for $100, and then all of a sudden, it kind of started going down in this roller coaster all the way down. And I'm going to show you guys how it's not really that wise and smart to buy a card on release weekend. Usually, it's better to wait. Now, there are going to be a couple of exceptions in here, and I'll kind of explain why they're exceptions and why it is the way it is. Let's go ahead and get to the next card. And our next card is going to be Gyarados EX. Now, this is my favorite card of Scarlet and Violet base set. You guys, if you guys don't remember, I pulled this card on pre-release. There wasn't really many Gyarados EXs going up on pre-release. TCG Player didn't have any on pre-order. However, I did see, I'm not going to put it on here because I'm going by TCGplayer.com's results, by the way. I did see some people selling them for over $80 at some point. However, pre-release price, pre-release weekend, TCG Player taking pre-orders, $21.44 was the price tag. On release weekend, it did go up to $25.17. The 30-day down to $18.29, so really not that big of a difference. Today's price, $15.93. Now, that's a $10 difference between release weekend and today's price. But really not, these EX secret rares are kind of hard to pull. So I gotta tell you, this one isn't as bad as some of the other ones are gonna be. Let's go ahead and go to the next card. We got Miraidon EX. Now, Miraidon EX got a lot of hype because it is a very playable card. Pre-release weekend, people were selling it for $79.99 on TCG Player. On release weekend, though, it went down to $59.64. The 30-day after the set was released, we were already looking at a $38.56 price tag. The peak price of this card actually was up to $130, and that was right before the set released. I consider the pre-release price basically the time period, like the couple of days preceding into release weekend. That card went up. It shot up for a little bit and then shot right back down. Today, $21.18 can get you this beautiful cyberpunk-esque looking Miraidon, a futuristic Miraidon. I don't understand why this card is so cheap, but I gotta tell you guys, if you guys are looking at I'm not into the Pokemon investing thing. I am more of I don't want you guys to get ripped off. With the release of Obsidian Flames coming in the next couple of weeks, I want you guys to be aware and not pay more You know, this set's gonna have Charizard cards in it, and I guarantee you people are gonna go crazy, and then in about a week or two, they're gonna regret. They're gonna have high regrets. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next card here. It is Gardevoir EX, which is a very playable card, and people already knew it was a playable card because it was being utilized in Japan. Pre-release price tag $119, release weekend $47.28. 30 days into the set's released, it was already down to $36.91. The peak price was on pre-release weekend. Today's price $23.71. This is an easier card to pull. It is still playable though, and it is definitely still a popular card. So if you're looking to get this card, one, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful Gardevoir. If you get the Ralts and the Kirlia to go with it, it's one of those really cool, you know, over time type of images. If you put them all in a binder together, you know, it's like a 3-page or a 3-sleeved, you know, binder, a 3x9. That would look really, really cool. All right, we're gonna go to the next card. We got Miriam. Another. It's a waifu card again. The waifu cards are always gonna get us, ladies and gentlemen. Release weekend, actually pre-release weekend, 2803. It did go up to $28.85. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about this card. It was in the $60 range on eBay, but TCG Player kind of tries to prevent craziness from happening. They know that people are going to pay a lot of money, so they don't accept not anybody could just sell on pre-release weekend. You have to be a pretty established store to be selling stuff like this. So the pre-orders were at $28.03, release weekend down to $28, or up to $28.85, which is the peak price. $22.26 was your 30-day, and right now it's at $17.34. So really not a big difference if you're looking at month-to-month averages. It did go down though, and this is kind of the example I'm gonna give you guys. These cards are gonna go down in value. Calm down. Calm it the downeth. You guys should know that these cards won't be super expensive over time. And I mean, over time, like in a few years, yes. But within it's a set that's getting printed still. That is what really I'm trying to give you guys. It's still going to be a set that's printed. People are still going to, be buying these sets out. Scarlet Violet base is a very cheap booster box to get right now. I think you can find them for $100-ish. All right, we're going to go to the next card. We got Koraidon EX, which I love Koraidon EX. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. I don't understand why it's so cheap, but on release weekend or pre-release weekend, it was up to $38.09. It went down a little bit on release weekend to $36.64, but within 30 days, it was already down to $22.57. Peak price was pre-release weekend, and today's price is $16.25. This is a card that I have a feeling people are going to regret not getting when the value starts shooting up. Beautiful card. It is easier to pull than the normal all art card, but you still only get one, maybe two of these per booster box. So in my opinion, I think this is a must grab. I think you may want to wait a couple of more weeks. Maybe Obsidian Flames comes out. I think some of these cards might go down a little bit in value because now it's going to be 2 sets over. Who knows? It's hard to predict these things, and that's why I don't know. I'm just telling you guys it may be a good idea, it may be a bad idea. Who knows? It's my idea, I guess. I already have this card. We pulled it. You guys saw me pull it, but you never know. All right, next card up here is Ralts, which is going to be an interesting price fluctuation from pre-release up to now. Pre-release weekend, it was at $10.13. Now, keep in mind, this is a playable card because it's Gardevoir EX. On release weekend, it went up to $18.94. 30-day price tag at $15.57. Peak price is released weekend, and right now it is $14.18. And so why is this card more expensive than pre-release? So what you're going to notice in all of these, what people consider Trainer Gallery and Galarian Gallery cards, they're not that anymore. They're illustration rares, but these cards used to be about 1 in 3 or 4 packs. So 1 in 3 or 4 packs, you'd get at least one of these cards. That is not the same anymore for Scarlet and Violet base. So people were undervaluing these cards when they first came out because nobody had, the actual math. People were doing math. I think TCG Player had opened 5,000 or 8,000 or maybe even 10,000 packs. Had kind of an estimation, but people were still kind of considering these as Galarian Gallery, Trainer Gallery pull rates, and they're not. They're different. It is very, very different. And you'll see all of these regular illustration rares were very down in price, and now they're very up in price. And this is not the only card we're going to see like this. So let's go ahead and go to the next card. We got Nest Ball. Nest Ball is a very playable card. Been around for a very long time. Pre-release weekend, it was $20.07. Re-release weekend, it was down a little bit to $18.50. At the 30-day marker, we're down to $16.36. Peak price was pre-release. Today's price, $13.57. Gold cards are a lot more easy to pull at this moment. Pull rates are better than they've ever been. This card is playable, which is why it's still keeping its value. But you know, it's a $7 difference, not a big difference, but still, you know, it did lose its value. As you can see, if you wanted to buy it today, you'd be saving yourself $7 if unless you wanted to just get it on a release weekend. All right, let's go to the next card here. We got Arcanine EX. This is the terrestrialized version of Arcanine. On pre-release weekend, it was it was $14.45. On release weekend, it actually spiked up to $18.56. People started realizing how hard this card was to pull. At 30 days, it was a little above pre-release price at $14.56, and today it's at $12.12. So really, not a big difference from pre-release to today's price. There was a small boost and bump in price for release weekend, but you know, within 30 days, it was already back down $4. So beautiful card, definitely underrated, 100% worth $12. All right, we're gonna go to the next card here, and this is one of my favorite cards of the set. It's Penny. I liked Penny a lot in Scarlet Violet. I know some people didn't. She's kind of like the emo girl, but she has the Eevee. She loves the evolutions, has that big old Eevee backpack. I hope they sell that Pokemon. Don't miss your opportunity on that. Pre-release weekend price, $13.93. Release weekend, $14.63. Now, I will say this. eBay was going nuts at this. I believe this card was at $50 or $60 on pre-release if you bought it on eBay, but like I said, TCG Player don't play them games. At the 30-day marker, it was already down to $12.91. Peak price was $15, which was shortly after release weekend. Today's price, $10.31. Not a big difference, really. $3.62 from pre-release. Not a really big difference on this card, so still kind of holding the same value it did. But still, you still save a couple of bucks. All right, we're going to the next card. I love this card, by the way. It is Slowpoke. This is just a regular illustration rare, not a special illustration rare. On pre-release, it was at $6.47. Very cheap. Release weekend, it shot up to $9.48. 30 days after the set released, $8.77. Peak price was after release weekend or before release weekend, actually. During pre-release, I think it shot up to $11.69, or maybe it was after. I don't remember. I was looking at the graphs earlier, but I've already forgot. But at the current moment, it is up to $8.92. So this is one of those cards that is worth more than it was on pre-release, not on release. But it's because this card, one, first and foremost, Slowpoke's a popular Pokemon. 2, this card's beautiful. And 3, people were thinking that the pull rates were going to be the same as Trainer Gallery, Galarian Gallery on these illustration rares, which they are not. Very much different. Pretty much same concept, but very much different. All right, next card here, we got Miraidon EX Gold card, which is a playable card. This card on pre-release was worth $20.08. On release, it was slightly down to $19.94. After 30 days, $13.48. Pre-release is going to be the peak price, and today you can get it for $7.05 at TCG Player. I'd say that's an absolute steal. I think I paid like $10 for this card. I did not pull Miraidon EX. Salty about that. I should have just waited till now, but it's okay. All right, we're going to the next one here. We're going with the whole Gardevoir family. We got Kirlia on pre-release, $9.29. It did shoot up to $12.48, which was not the peak price. I think peak price came a week after or 2 weeks after release. At 30 days, it was only down to $11.89. Peak was $13.71, and today's price is $11.06. So really, it's more expensive than pre-release. down just $1 and a little bit of change from release weekend. I'd say this card, you know, it wouldn't have mattered as much if you would have bought it, yes, like today or whenever. But you can see this one holds a decent value, a beautiful card. Definitely worth it. All right, we got Riolu, by the way, who just had a little hatching event on Pokemon Go, which I missed. Kind of mad about it. On release, on pre-release, it was down to 542. On release weekend, it was 676. After 30 days, it went up to 760. At its peak, which wasn't that long ago, it was at 871, and right now it's at 808. This is the only card that has kind of gone up in value from pre-release weekend, or not pre-release time period, not pre-release weekend. Pre-release time period is kind of basically like 2 weeks before release date. That's when the little booster bundles, the little Pokemon events happen. You guys, there should be a video recently that I talked about how you can get Obsidian Flames early. Basically, the same thing happened with Scarlet Violet Base. I went to one of those events or two of those events, I think, for Scarlet Violet Base. It was packed. Nuts. It was nuts. All right, 808. This is one of those ones that you would have been happy to buy on release or pre-release weekend. Those Galarian Gallery Trainer Gallery Valley or pull rates fooled a lot of people. All right, next one. A really underrated card. I love this card. It's beautiful. It is the Great Tusk EX, one of those legendary Pokemon in the game that you have to fight against. Very cool Pokemon. I love it. On pre-release, it was at $15.55. On release weekend, it was down to $13.96. 30 days later, $9.40. The peak was pre-release, and today's price is $7.94. It's already gone down half in price, essentially. Over half in price, actually, since pre-release weekend, or almost half. Very underrated card, in my opinion. I know it's not super playable, but it is a beautiful card. I mean, you know, it's not playable. It does have a really deadly attack, though. That 3 fighting energy. I know you kind of hurt yourself a little bit, but very good value. All right, we're going to the next one. It is Chen Pao, which is not part of this set. My bad. That's going to be on the next video. All right, we got Gardevoir EX, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is our final one, I believe. Gardevoir EX is a playable card. On pre-release, it was $11.30. During release weekend, it went down to $9.55. At 30 days, it was at $7.91. Its peak price, $11.30, which was pre-release weekend, and today down to $6.60, almost halfway down there. Beautiful card, playable card, but very easy to pull. And I hope you guys can get the picture here. Don't buy these cards for a ridiculously crazy value. You're going to be just fine if you wait a couple of weeks, wait the 30 days, if anything. If you have to have the card immediately, wait at least 30 days. At least give it 30 days from the release of the set and see how the values are before you purchase them. We're going to open a couple of packs. Scarlet Violet in celebration. We have a Dodonzo 3-pack blister we got at our local card store. And by the way, I mean, the local card store had these for 50% off. So we paid like $6 and maybe 50 cents, right? Is that it is 14, so $7. We paid $7 for this. $7 for a 3-pack blister. We were going nuts trying to find them on release weekend. That's another thing, man. And these are dope. I'm keeping all of these cards. These are very nice. I mean, I told you guys when we were pulling these, I love the cosmic. I believe that's the cosmic background, the cosmic or the galaxy pattern, whatever it's called, over the silver borders. Chef's kiss. All right, we got 3 packs here. We got Miraidon, and we got the 3 starters. Let's go ahead and go with the 3 starters first. But let me know what you guys think of the series. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. I am definitely going to show some stuff off as we continue to, pull rates are better on this set, but just remember that you don't have to go nuts. You don't have to break the bank when you are, going through this. It's not that crazy. It's not the end of the world. There's going to be plenty of cards. Pokemon, look at that. We got a Greavard. That's our and a Gardevoir EX. All right. We got that's a nice pull there. Those are very nice pulls right there. All right. But like I was trying to tell you guys, you know, it's really not that big of a deal if you guys wait a little bit. Don't go nuts over Pokemon cards. It is, you know, I love Pokemon and I love pulling Pokemon cards, but also you have to be smart about this. This is, you know, if you're, you know, if you're trying to collect the whole set, you know, you could afford to wait a couple of days, couple of weeks. We got a Spidops EX as well. You can afford to wait, you know, a few weeks, maybe a month, and then boom, Pokemon 151, Obsidian Flames coming out. Be careful, be careful. There's gonna be people out there that you know, are gonna try to sell you the world and tell you that things are, oh, you know. I think I remember hearing Paldea Evolved is super underprinted, blah 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 blah. It's not underprinted, ladies and gentlemen. You know who came up with a good video? Danny Phantom talked about it the other day. It's not that they're underprinting. People, some of these places aren't getting cards because they are sending them to GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Walmart. Those companies are ordering more and more products, so instead of giving you your local trading card store or your, you know, card vendor online supply, they are sending them to the big box stores first. That doesn't mean that they aren't going to send them to the other guys either, but that's all that means. That's all that means. So don't go crazy over some of these cards. It's going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. Don't listen to some of these people. They're going to give you bad advice. I am completely impartial. I have no Pokemon store where I'm selling new product or anything like that. I do have a little side hustle, Magicards.com, which we're not advertising or anything like that right now. I'm just saying that we eventually we're going to do some stuff where we sell some of my pulls, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, your boy pulls a lot of cards and then just has them in the background forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know what you guys think about Scarlet Violet and the price fluctuation that's happened. There aren't that many cards that are more valuable than they were on release date, which, I mean, it's no surprise, but the majority of them that are more valuable are going to be your illustration rares, because people have thought that they were going to be the same pull rates as Galarian Gallery, Trainer Gallery. That all makes sense. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching this video. Like this channel or like this video if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and do me the biggest favor, tell somebody something nice. Could be the only nice thing they hear all day, all week, all month. Mental health awareness is important. Don't forget, tomorrow, Obsidian Flames pre-release events begin. I am wishing you a fun time. Those events are always so much fun. And also, I'm wishing you guys some really good pulls with your packs and you know, your prize packs, etc., etc. Hope you guys pull some really cool, solid stuff. I will see you guys. We'll do some cool video whenever we go to our event over the weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. Until the next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Don't forget to click on one of the two videos on my left or right. We'll talk about how you can get Obsidian Flames on one of those two videos this weekend. All right, love you. Until the next time, have a fantastic rest of your day.